Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Gamer Samantha 1990 at Twitch, and today we are doing Madden. We are going to be coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Houston Texans, and this is our first preseason game. So welcome back. We're just going to get right into it. If it loads. Maybe just a second here. I see you. Yes, you are here. If I can get my game to pop up. Hold on just a second. Some temporary difficulties. Technical difficulty, should I say? Okay, now I had this working a minute ago. Now I can't get it to capture anything. Let's try that. Hey, we're getting somewhere now. Okay, now that I'm done messing shit up, put it simple as that. Try this one more time. Okay, I think we are good. Except for one more thing. Okay, I think we are officially ready to begin. Look at that. Okay, now, anyways, I don't know if anybody has watched the stream before, but we were coaching the Carolina Panthers. And technically, I don't know if I just got bored with it or it just wasn't too interesting to me, but I quit doing it. So I'm starting with a different team, one that actually holds my interest only because, well, they're my rival. I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan, so I'm going to be coaching for the Steelers, and no, I'm not going to intentionally make them lose, even though I'd like to. But I'm going to be coaching the Steelers and seeing actually how far we can get. Now, the Steelers have lost their big quarterback that they had, Big Ben. So they've been struggling the last few years with the quarterback that they have now, which is Russell Wilson. And there was actually another quarterback I can't remember. But the big one is Russell Wilson, who came from Seattle. Well, actually, he was with Denver, and then he came to Pittsburgh. So we're going to see how far we get with this. I'm not going to make no promises that we're going to get to the Super Bowl, but we're going to take our chances. So we've been through the training camp. We've got everybody set up through the training camp and everything. We've got our game plan set for this week. Our goal as our head coach is to get 15 first downs. Our offensive coordinator thinks we can get 350 offensive yards. Our defense coordinator, that changed too fast, thinks that we should only allow 20 points or less, and our game plan is to get 2 passing touchdowns. Can we do it? We can see. Now remember, this is a preseason, so only the first string people will only play the first quarter, so the rest of them will play second, third, and fourth quarter. And then when it comes to game 2 of preseason, they will play half and half. So this isn't really the game we want to see, but it's the next week's game. But we're going to see how far we get with this game. Okay, so we're already behind schedule, so it's after 7 o'clock, so let's get this game going. And I do want to remind everybody that this is a 420 friendly channel, so cheers with everybody if you're down. And let's hope we get a win.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars
Okay, so it looks like I gotta play with the sound for a little bit.
Texans and the Steelers.
So it
All
might
that
bounce
and
back
more
and forth.
coming up next.
Stadium. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we finally made it, partner, through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
And during that time off, we all cherish our
And it looks like Justin Fields was the other quarterback.
You're the same as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to be back up here again.
Well, it feels good to be coaching again. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get the ball off to start off.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So the new-look Steelers offense headed out for their first drive, led by a man in his 13th NFL season now. First as a Steeler, Russell Wilson.
After a tough couple of years in Denver, Wilson finally gets his fresh start, and he's certainly hoping to make the most of it. Truthfully, though, it's been tough sledding ever since being traded from Seattle a few years back, but he still has the talent and tools to make this next chapter a positive one.
Okay, so our game plan is to throw it deep. I don't think we'll get that far with Russell Wilson, but we'll see. And just so everybody knows, I am coaching. I am not controlling these players. I'm only calling the plays.
First carry for Najee Harris. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
First play of the game, and it already starts. The injuries are going to pile up.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Going deep here for Watkins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Why you would throw in double coverage is beyond me.
Now it's Wilson. He's got this to Pickens. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The
It's a
defense,
good catch.
they've got to do a much
I
better
like
job
that.
of accounting for these shorter routes.
So it looks like he's not going to be able to return to the game due to a turf toe. So it looks like we're going to have to send in our substitute, McCormick.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. Harris running straight ahead. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
That was a dangerous pass, though.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson.
There you
And
go,
he's
first
able to
down.
get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Here's Wilson to throw. Under pressure,
Down he
and
goes.
he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
Okay, so that didn't exactly work out in our favor.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
This is a make or break play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
There it is.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. George Pickens, 28 yards. And the Steelers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Okay,
So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Okay, so not a bad first drive, so let's see how our defense does now.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Texans offense heading out behind their quarterback in his second season. Last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud.
And he's coming off of a truly remarkable rookie season where he quieted a lot of his doubters in a most emphatic fashion. Remember, going into the draft,
Thank you for the
many
nicely
thought he was
done.
the number 2 quarterback coming out of college. He proved quickly he was a top quarterback going into the NFL. One of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in recent memory. And what's scary about it, he's not even close to reaching his ceiling.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle was there but couldn't bust free.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Play action. Here's Stroud.
Almost intercepted.
On the deep ball. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Okay, so I think it's about time we blitz him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Nope, didn't get it.
Now Stroud.
Still got it though.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of
Thank you.
beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be
You
really
don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Here's 3rd and 10. And they'll go play action here with Stroud.
Intercepted.
Heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Okay, so defense looking
So
good.
Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Wilson.
There it is.
Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A gain there of 21 yards.
Someone sharp in this game.
He's got to put some swagger in there.
Drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Play action. It's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jacob Phillips came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
I'm part of this stream too sometimes, you know.
Play action. Now Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Well, that's because we're told to throw deep, and we're not getting no deep throws open.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Delay game. Just couldn't get that ball off quick enough.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 3rd down.
We might as well just kick it off now. Try this again.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
I don't think there's no way we're going to make 31 yards, but hell of a shot.
Now Wilson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And a huge return.
The classic Russell Wilson.
All the way down inside the 30-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, defense, we need that ball back.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
There it is. Yeah! You go, Minka.
Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
The Steelers' #1 full safety, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win.
Did I say
Mental
full star?
resiliency, a characteristic every
I meant to say
NFL
full
team's
safety.
looking for in their quarterback.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah,
All
it's kind
right,
of
Russell,
tiebreaker,
get
isn't
your
it?
head out trash.
I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah,
Let's
things
see
went
if we
really
can
well
get
on that
this
first
somewhere.
one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Now Patterson to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Now a 2nd and 6. They hand this off to Harris. Broken tackle. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Well, it didn't exactly give me the play that I wanted, because this was exactly the plan that I was hoping for. It just didn't give me my play.
This now a 3rd and 4.
I knew I wasn't going to get the first down. I was kind of hoping to get my play action pass.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And now out comes Houston. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial
These
here
guys
to put
never
something
shut
together
up
on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Mixon with a first down carry.
Well, there's a touchdown for them.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Joe Mixon, 28 yards. And
nice
the
to see you
Texans
again,
are an
Mixon.
extra point away from evening this one up. So the turnover sets it up, and then a touchdown run here on the ensuing play.
And Brandon, a lot of times you see teams take...
Sorry, I can't get them to shut up enough, but if everybody remembers Mixon, Mixon used to be the running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was traded in the 2024 offseason, or the 2025 offseason, I'm not sure, the one before the 2025 season. But he was traded to the Texans. And so far, he's been doing good with the Texans. Kind of missing playing for the Bengals.
Game on a quick change like this, they go right back and throw one for the end zone. Here they just called a running play looking to get a few yards, but he's able to work his way downfield and take it into the end zone. The end result, the exact same thing as going for it in the passing game.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
No, the Texans haven't been the Oilers for a while.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
It's always been the Houston Texans for as long as I can remember. At least since I've been watching football.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Not exactly sure who went down there, but that was one of our teammates, it looked like.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, so it looks like our right offensive linebacker went down with a bruised elbow, but will return soon. We're still going to substitute him just in case, just because he's got that medium risk injury. Try this run game again. Oh, into the first quarter.
These two teams all tied after one.
Okay, so now that we're done with our starters for the first quarter, now we move on to our second stringers. This determines on who gets the quarterback landing for my team, because right now Russell Wilson.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Thank you. Are you done? Anyways, this determines my quarterback situation because now Russell Wilson is done playing. He's already thrown two interceptions. Now we're moving on to our second string quarterback, who is Justin Fields, who is a quarterback who is playing for the Chicago Bears.
Here we go. We're good.
Let's see how Fields does.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. That's caught by Marquez Callaway. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. First and 10, it's Patterson. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly who went down.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
I guess if it was one of our players, we'll find out here shortly.
Fields now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
I guess it's better than an interception, right?
Lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
First time we have to punt.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have a Texans first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on third down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Bad move.
Now Mills. Open man is Noah Brown. And out across midfield down to the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I shouldn't have blitzed.
That was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Give left side for Pierce. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
This 2nd and 4. Play action now. Mills.
Almost
now,
had him.
Right side here going to be incomplete. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw is Mills. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Come on, show the replay.
First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
Now
I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Alright, I guess I do believe it. 1, 2. He's a little bit further in than what I thought he was.
Frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
Mills. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
And they'll throw again. Here's Mills. Got his man complete.
How
over
did
the
you
middle.
miss
It's
that?
Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Mills now. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Let's go.
Here's Mills. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from
Got
this
him.
defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Mills. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skill.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans.
Well,
taking it in from a
damn.
yard out. And the Texans have taken the lead. Well, nothing complicated about that. That's old-school power football.
And effective. And that's the key to everything, right? Sometimes we try and do too many things. Just hand it to the big guy and let him go forward.
That kind of sucks.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn.
Don't miss. Don't miss.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
See if we can score before the half.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Don't jump. Ready?
Here's Fields. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go. Set. Go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
There you
And he's got
go.
this one complete to Callaway. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage.
Here we go.
This could be the big one.
Set high.
Now Fields.
Or
And
not.
he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Here we go. Set high.
Fields.
Throw it.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And a flag comes out as that is
Pass
batted down and
interference. Pass
incomplete.
interference.
But I think there was
Yes.
early contact. Let's check the call.
We will accept.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one, a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
This should set us up to tie the game.
Set high.
Patterson. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Second and goal from the 1.
That's a good song.
One more time with Patterson. And this time he is
Touchdown.
in. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
Now the question is can we hold them off for another minute and 13 seconds from scoring?
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me.
What are you trying to get them for, international grounding or intentional grounding?
2nd and 10. To throw, Mills. He gets this one to Mechie. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here is 3rd down and 4. Mills to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Maybe we can get a field goal.
On to punt.
I did say maybe.
.43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half, and they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
Or maybe we can get another pass interference call and get closer to the goal line.
Here we go, son.
Now it's Fields. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Question is, can we do it?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, son.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
That's not what I was hoping for.
At the 35.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
Yeah, I did believe.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they've
Just
got
a
a good
bit
chance
too
of
much
getting
belief.
points out of this. They start in the red zone on 1st down.
Well, shit. That just means they're going to probably kick it for a field goal eventually.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
See if we can hold them off.
Throwing, Mills. This will be complete to Mechie. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Oh, no, he called
now the
timeout.
Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. Looking to throw. Mills.
There it is.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout.
That's right.
And with
You ain't
halftime
getting
on the
that
horizon, they'll
touchdown.
be out of timeouts from here forward.
Might not even get the field goal. You keep clowning
So now
around.
after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Kick it.
The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, but now there is a penalty marker on
better
the
not be
field,
on
so
a-
let's see what this is about.
Roughing a kicker. Defense.
Which means they'll get the ball back closer to the goal
Well, they
line.
got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school?
Oh,
That
they
possession is
declined
9/10
it.
of the
That's a
law?
I didn't
first.
go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I figure I'm gonna give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious.
I was gonna say,
And
you
not
just
wanting
better
to risk
knee it.
anything here late in the half. He'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final 12 seconds of the half now, as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Credited
And
with
that's
a
half.
1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Okay, now for the halftime coach speech, I guess. So, I know we did a little bit of a horrible job on offense, being as how we've already thrown for, I guess, what, 3 interceptions, and already had 1 fumble. We need a lot of work on the offensive line, that's for sure. Our defense could use some help in the passing. Not so much the passing, but the running game. Because they're not so much as blocking for the running game. So we're going to hope to fix that. And hopefully clean up the offensive turnovers. Hopefully. Shot number 2.
Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And despite the
See if we can
turnovers,
get that
Charles,
ball.
and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting
Nowhere.
tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
To Pierce, they set up the screen.
And he goes out right around the 39.
That was a good
10
play.
yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Go.
From the gun, here's Mills.
There you
And
go.
the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mills. This will be caught by Brown. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That's what I get for doing main
game
coverage.
in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Mills can't get away, and down he goes. Cameron Sutton. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Mills. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Not this time.
Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
That's be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this 2nd half.
There it is.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
That was a good run.
45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Every team in the league always wants explosive plays, breakout plays, and even more so when it's your horse who's had a tough time during the game.
Yeah, not that great in the first half. Maybe he can recalibrate here in the third and then carry that over to the fourth.
I like that. Recalibrate. Strong.
Here we go. Tonight. Tonight. Tonight.
On first down, going back to Patterson. And he is
Not
met
that time.
in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays getting into the offense's backfield.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Here we go.
Yeah, I could start firing people, and then I'd get some better offensive lineman people. That's one way to stop the sacks.
Tonight.
Back to throw. Fields. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Exactly what I'm talking
Play,
about.
it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, injury's never
Nobody
good,
can't
especially
hold their
here in
line.
the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Just can't get that coffin corner.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Texans will take over. The football going back over now to the Houston Texans.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Over the middle, that's caught by Woods. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Mills. And this is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Nobody could have caught it and ran it back for a touchdown. That would have been nice. Lazy bastard.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. It's taken to the 26. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready? Tonight.
To throw is Fields.
Throw it.
Pressure comes and down he goes.
God, this quarterback
is
sucks.
Ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to him.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers, As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Patterson running between the tackles. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 56 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down.
They'll go. It's Patterson.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
They'll try the right side with Pirine.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here we go, side. All right.
Here's Fields.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
The hard-hitting safety, Jimmy Ward, picking up the sack that time.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
Now I don't know if I should go for it or not.
Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
All right, so let's see.
Mills and the Texans now come up with a 1st and 10
at their own 14-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
We gotta get somewhere. So let's see if we can do some adjustments to our line.
Second down and 6 now.
Here we go.
Now Mills. He's got Jordan complete right side.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. From the shotgun, it's Mills. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up second down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game.
I'll start.
Ball start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Pierce now up the middle. Runs through the contact. And some room to roam now. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Mills. And he's got it. Touchdown. Noah Brown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans will add to their fourth quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Well, sir, I hope somebody punches you in the
Extra
face.
point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 69 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll go again with Patterson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Here we go, Scott. Go.
Fields now to throw. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense, and right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rush run.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down.
There it is.
Fields. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Van Jefferson
From 8 yards out.
and the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was all capped off by the Van Jefferson touchdown reception.
Now we just got to hope to get the ball back.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's Mills. Short throw into the hands of Jordan.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play.
Looks
Boy,
like
you hate to
Mr.
see
T.J.
this
Watt.
before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Okay, ready?
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Hand off left side. Pierce.
4 yards the pickup. 1st down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
We need that ball.
Mills now.
Over the middle, it's complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
We may not get it.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
We can hope.
The Texans send the punter out. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go.
Now Fields.
There it
That's
is.
taken in by Callaway. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here we go, son. Is it all right?
All eyes on Fields. Pass caught, Miller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Back to throw, Fields. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Here's Fields. Under pressure, they got him again. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. He's back to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
And one last throw here for Fields. And
It's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.
Well, we didn't get the win. We had a lot of mistakes. Between both of our players, we had 3 interceptions. An excessive amount of sacks. I just can't find out where that's at. I don't know. But it was our first game, so I mean, we only lost by 3 points, so that's not bad. But I do agree, it is time to replace that backup quarterback. But then again, it is a rookie quarterback, so I mean, he's got some time to grow. It's not so much as his fault as much as the offensive line, because the offensive line just wasn't there tonight. They just let that quarterback get ate up. That quarterback just couldn't get that ball off fast enough. I mean, he stood in the pocket long enough, but I mean, other than holding on to the ball long enough, but I think majority had to do with the offensive line. So we got some adjustments to make. We do have some trade offers here, so we're going to go through and fix some of our team for our game tomorrow. It is going to be at the same time, I do believe, at 7 o'clock. Let me double check that. Yes, our next game is tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and we're going against the Bills. And again, we're going to be at home, so hopefully we can at least win one game at home before the actual regular season starts. So again, there is some work that needs to be done as far as my team goes. I got to work on that offensive line. Definitely the offense, because we're at a 77 overall. Defense, it is pretty good for the most part. So I guess we'll play around with our defense for a little bit, and we will see you guys on Saturday, which is tomorrow at 7 o'clock versus the Bills, if you guys are interested. But I do thank you guys for watching me. Don't forget to follow my channel at GamerSamantha1990. I also have one on YouTube called GamerGirl1666 if you want to follow that one. Have a nice night, guys. We'll see you next time.